Hi everyone, welcome or welcome back. My name is Melissa. In today's video, I'm just going to be playing around with the products I picked up during the Sephora sale. A lot of them I haven't even touched yet, so I just want to put them into practice right now. So we have the Denessa Myrix. Where'd it go? Here we go. Denessa Myrix Blurring Balm, Natasha Denona I Need a Nude Palette, highlighter from Bobbi Brown. There's not too many new makeup products I picked up, but I just wanted to show you them in practice and share my initial thoughts on them all. Before we get into it, don't forget to subscribe, like, share. Let me know down below, what did you pick up from the Sephora sale that you've been loving? I'd love to know. But yeah, let's get into it. First product I'm going to go in with is the Natasha Denona Hygiene Energizing Hydrating Primer Serum. The reason I picked this up, so recently I did try her concealer, which I fell in love with. She doesn't have too many base products available at this time, but this product has really good reviews. Like, even the product itself is very like luminescent. But another reason was just like the good reviews and product description. So it's supposed to moisturize the skin, give you a dewy look, while also controlling oil. So that sounds like a lot. Um, that is just very intriguing to me. Doesn't claim like any blurring properties, so if you're into blurring, might not be for you, or you can pair it with your favorite blurring. Let me know what your favorite blurring primer is. I've been noticing, well, I've always had like larger pores in this area, but now when I wear foundation, it's really being emphasized. So maybe I need to start using one in this area. But that feels really good. It's a little heavy, so maybe if you have like oilier or normal skin, go in with lighter skincare that day, since this is sort of like a hybrid product. But it feels like a thicker serum, almost an oil really. It's got a thicker consistency than when I think of a serum. Next product I'm going in with is the Denessa Myrix Yummy Skin Blurring Balm Powder. Now, this product sort of shook the internet up when it was first released. I am late to the game. Wasn't sure if it was a product that was right for me. The cap does bring like a little spoon. You can scoop out the product so you don't have to worry about like contaminating everything. Remember, Denessa Myrix is a makeup artist, so a lot of her packaging and products are geared towards makeup artistry, which I think is amazing. But when this first released, I wasn't sure if it was for me because it does seem to have a like soft matte finish. And at this time, matte makeup is not really my favorite. I prefer something a little dewier, a little glowy, more natural. So I'm scared about it looking heavy on the skin, emphasizing dryness, especially around like my nose or wherever I have acne right now. My skin's looking pretty good actually, but over here there's a bunch of texture. But yeah, I was a bit scared, but I thought with summer coming, I sweat a lot, and my skin does get a bit oilier, probably due to sunscreen, really. Um, I can't really use like matte sunscreens. I can only use so many sunscreens because so many of them burn my eyeballs. So let's see. I'm gonna apply it with a brush. It says you can apply it multiple ways, but a brush or sponge will give you fuller coverage. So I'm gonna try to use this as a foundation for today because this is a multi-use product. It can be a primer, it can be a foundation. Um, you can use it to set your makeup, mattify your makeup. It's going on very smooth. I will say it has a much smoother texture than I thought it was gonna have. I thought it was gonna be a bit stiff and hard to blend out, but it kind of feels a little silicone-y. Like, it's got some slip to it. Which makes sense if it's like a blurring product. And it's actually covering really good. Like, I'm not getting full coverage, but it is covering a majority of, like, the redness is gone. The color match is almost perfect for me. And I got mine in the shade 1, if you were curious. I think that first layer did a really good job really evening everything out. So I'm going to see if it's buildable on the areas I want a bit more coverage. I'm just going to take a little bit more and go in with that same brush. I also was not expecting it to get this kind of coverage. That is what that is looking like. Upon first impressions, wow, I was missing out. This looks beautiful. You can't really even detect it on the skin. It blended out easily, covered up basically everything. My only thing I will say is, ugh, nasty gunk. The only thing I will say is I can feel it on the skin. I normally don't like face products that I feel like are just sitting on my face all day. And this one I can feel. It's probably because it is a pretty silicone product, so it is gonna have that sort of grit slip feeling to it. So that is my only thing. It's not terrible, but you can definitely like feel it on the skin, if that makes sense. For a long time, I've been a fan of the Kosas Revealer Concealer. But the last few times I've used it, I don't know if mine has just gone bad, but I haven't been loving it. And because it is like a clean brand, the products seem to go bad a little bit quicker. They start to get this like off-putting smell a lot faster. So a lot of people were saying Coffey is a better version of that concealer. So I went ahead and picked up Main Match Concealer from Coffey in the shade Bad But Damn. I'm glad I went in store to pick this up because I was about to pick up a shade way too dark for me. Like, this is probably the second lightest shade, and I was looking at like number 7, so just gonna use it under the eyes. Feels very thin. See, I think that color match is pretty good. The doe foot is kind of thin, pretty flexible as well. I let it sit for a little bit, so I'm just gonna take a sponge and blend it out. And this is the concealer all blended out. I think it looks really good. It's pretty light. I do have some darkness under the eyes that's still peeking through, so I would say this is like a medium coverage concealer. It's not looking dry. It claims to be crease proof. I do see it gathering in the lines under my eyes, but I'm a realist when it comes to makeup. Concealers are a creamy emollient product, so like obviously that's gonna gather in the line. So I'm not out here being delusional. But upon first impression, I think everything is looking like really good together. Next product I'm going in with is the Natasha Denona. I need a nude palette, another not super new product, but new to me. I did hold off on this. I wasn't sure if it was something I wanted at first, but you know how it goes. You get to swatching in store. Sephora had their sales. I was like, if not now, then when? So yeah, I picked this up. Very pretty, very neutral. Bunch of shimmery, sort of taupey shades. Going in first with the shade Fair. I am just going to basically put that all over the lid right below the brow bone. Sort of is like my first transition shade. Like slightly deeper than me. Almost got like a pinky peach finish to it. And with the shade Wit, I'm just gonna take like a smaller fluffy brush and put that more directly into the crease. Just blend it slightly above my crease since I have hooded eyes. It just sort of disappears, so we kind of want it to show in this area. So far, the mattes are beautiful, super smooth, super pigmented, blend easily. And I think that's why Natasha Denona is so popular. Her shadows kind of do the work for you. You don't have to worry about them being patchy or blending away into nothing. Color stories are pretty easy to come up with ideas. The only palette I haven't really cared for that she released was her newer, I think it's the High Glam face palette. I own it. I need to get more use out of it, but I don't recommend that palette. It's not universal. Um, it may fit a medium skin tone at best, from fair to medium. And the eyeshadows in that one are a little bit weird. I don't know. They're a little bit more creamy. I don't know, I'm just not a huge fan of this one, of that one. But so far this palette is super nice. I'll take a smaller like packing brush with the shade Mia and apply that on the inner half of the lid. Like if you're into those like wet looking sparkly eyeshadows, I think you would really enjoy this palette. I'm gonna go in with the shade Sheen and just pop that on the very inner corner. It's more of like a champagne-y shimmer. I'm gonna go in with the shade Vogue and just put that on the outer corner. Sort of blend the two shades together. Going in with a small pencil brush, I'm gonna go in with the shade Vogue and smoke out the lower lash line. I didn't pick up any new powders, blushes, bronzers. So I'm going to go ahead and do that real quick, and then I'll be back to do highlighter and lips, which are two products I picked up during the sale. There are a few new highlighters that are out on the market now, and Natasha Denona just released one, Fenty just released one, but I instead picked up one that's been on my list for a very long time. This is the Bobbi Brown highlighting powder in Quartz Glow. Just like that. I didn't pick up the Fenty one because what I thought it was going to be wasn't what it was when I swatched it in store. I thought it was going to be something similar to like the Hourglass powders. The way they present it is like this all over sort of filter glowy sort of powder, but really, if I'm being honest, it really is just like every other highlighter I've ever seen. The Natasha Denona I don't think was out when the sale was going on, so I didn't see that one. But this one I've always had on my list because Pink Glow is one of my favorite highlighters from Bobbi Brown. But I wanted one that was a little bit more like neutral based, that I could wear with more stuff because I'm not always wearing like whole pink makeup. And her highlighters are just a little bit more refined, a little bit lighter on the skin. I'm not really into the super metallic highlighters. I feel like you can always just sort of see them on the skin, that stripe, and that's fine because you can see all makeup on the skin, but you know what I mean. I just wanted like a subtle glow, you know? That's the kind of highlighter I enjoy. So that is Quartz Glow from Bobbi Brown. Before I do my lips, I did pick up a new setting spray. This is the Urban Decay All Nighter Extra Glow. I am a big fan of the original All Nighter, but I do like my skin to be a bit glowier, dewier, so I thought this one would be great. Somewhere like a hybrid of like MAC Fix Plus and Urban Decay All Nighter. If this can give me like that kind of result, that would be great because I don't have to use 2 sprays now. And the last product I have is a lipstick from Dior. This is from the Dior Addict. I don't know. I think it's the Lip Shine Rouge Veloute. I don't know, one of those. It's in the shade 100 Nude Look. It's very boring, but I love this formula. Like, it's got good pigmentation, but not too much. It's glossy. It wears really well. Very comfortable. And these are refillable as well, so if you want to just purchase one of the cases, you can always purchase different bullets. But yeah, this is one of my favorite lipstick formulas from the higher end brands. And here's a very simple look I did today with the products I picked up from the Sephora sale. Again, none of these were super new, but they had been things I had on my list, so they're new to me. I think everything looks absolutely beautiful. My skin looks amazing. Wow, I should have picked up that Denessa Myrix Blurring Balm a long time ago. Highlighter's beautiful. The eyeshadows, flawless. The lipstick, this is not the first one I have of this line. I just wanted a more neutral, excuse me, nude tone. But yeah, I really like how this looks. Very pretty, very soft, very easy. I'll leave all the products I use in today's video down below. If there's an asterisk, I'd make a small commission off of that sale. But you don't have to shop through that link if that makes you uncomfortable. You can just shop through the retailer directly. I just want to thank anyone taking the time watching my videos. I really do appreciate you. Until next time, have a good day.